I what up, YouTube? Marley G back at y'all on the episode of Running with Y'all No Cap No Filter. And today I want to run it with y'all about two females. You know, as Charlamagne would say, Sukiana and Sexy Red need to come to the front of the congregation. We need to speak. We need to speak on it. Alright, as y'all may know, y'all done seen on the internet, Sexy Red and Sukiana been trending. You know, both in their own two separate viral moments. I'm gonna go ahead on and start with Sexy Red first. Let's go ahead on and get the St. Louis hood princess out the way first. All right, so Sexy Red attended a school pep rally. Mind you, it's in July, and she was supposedly performing / giving back. You know, the kids were supposed to be going to prom, and they didn't have, you know, they didn't. It was like a urban school, so I guess Sukiana wanted to give back, you know, for the kids to get bundles for prom and to get haircuts for prom, because she said, you know, growing up, she remembered times when she ain't really had the money to get her hair done like how she wanted for certain events. So I'm cool with that, you know, giving back. Like I'm all about celebrities giving back. I'm all about that. Don't get me wrong. Now, as far as the performance go, I don't know if a performance was supposed to happen or what, but the kids bum rushed the whole interest damn near as soon as she got in, and nothing even really transpired like that. It was just like 5 seconds of her saying some lyrics to some words, and then the administration just shut it down. So, you know, I get, you know, she was there for like a good cause, but let's talk about what she did when she was there and the whole purpose and the whole thing of her being there with the lyrics in the first place. Bam, the first thing she do soon as she entered the gym, the first thing she do is throw up her middle fingers. Like, one thing I hate about this generation, well, this always been in a lot of generations. Like, we can't just keep on pointing to this generation every time something bad happened, because, you know, ain't nothing really new under the sun. It's just a lot of this stuff nowadays is being recorded on social media. But I can't stand when a female point her middle finger up. Like, I can't stand it. I can't stand when a female squatting in her pictures, pointing up her middle fingers. Like, that's one of the most unfeminine things you could do to me to turn me off. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially around kids. Like, why would you point your middle finger around kids? Like, I understand not every celebrity is trying to be a role model, but with great power come great responsibility. Like, if you're there for a good cause, man, just go there and be there for that good cause, and just, you know, come speak to the kids, and, you know, just give them some inspirational words. But don't come perform no song that's just, you know, not kid friendly, and don't come, you know, pointing up your middle finger as soon as you walk in through the building. Like, that's the very first thing you did. Like, come on, man. Then she start throwing up gang signs and stuff. Like, that's a whole nother thing in itself to talk about. But I ain't even much gonna get up on the gang signs throwing up. But yeah, man, she couldn't even really perform the song. Like I said, the kids had bum rushed her so quick. Now, I don't know why the administration, you know, chose her to even perform. Like, it was just like I rather her, you know, perform if she was gonna perform, you know, at least give her a stage where the kids couldn't even, you know, stop the performance like that, first of all. And then second of all, if she gonna perform, she gotta have some type of song that just, you know, kid friendly, and, you know, she could have just said some type of words of encouragement. When I was in high school, we had VL Mike and the Chopper City Boys came to our school, and they was just giving words of encouragement. They ain't even come and perform or nothing, but, you know, they were just giving some words of encouragement, saying you could make it and all that. But let's be honest, you know, we all know these kids. You know, you saying some positive stuff, that should go one ear and out the other. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear, yeah, man, stay in school and read your books. If a motherfucker is out there in the streets wilding, a motherfucker gonna be out there in the streets wilding. If they making bad decisions and they still immature, that's what they gonna do. Like, you ain't gonna really just get through to nobody right then and there with them words of encouragement. Like, if you a bad apple, 9 times out of 10, you just gotta go through life and experience stuff, and then growth gonna come along with that. Like I said, I'm 33 years old, so, you know, I done seen a lot of people that change their life around. You know, they didn't gave their life to God, or they didn't gave their life to some type of religion, or they just grown and matured and start reading, start getting more manners developing with them. And some people just growing mature. Not everybody just gonna be that same ignorant person wilding out when, like, how they was when they was 15. So yeah, man, Sexy Red, bro. And if she'd have performed Pound Town, that'd have been a whole different story. And like you said, I can't keep saying it's this generation, this generation. Like in my generation, they had Kanye talking about my neck and my back. So it ain't nothing new under the sun. It's just the fact that we got social media now, and everybody trying to upload a moment to millions of people at the drop of a dime. So I just think the only difference with the female rappers back then and now is, back then they still kind of carried themselves with a little bit more elegance and certain a little bit of class. Even though the aesthetic was hood, they still carried themselves with a little bit of class, like Trina and Lil Kim. Even though their lyrics was raunchy, even though their lyrics was talking about all the same shit these women talking about today, they still carried themselves with a little bit of grace and elegance to them, even though the aesthetic and the appearance was still, hood or whatever, and the lyrics was hood. But nowadays, these females won't be niggas so much. It's like, God damn, it's just unbearable. I'm saying? It's like the roles reversed, really. Now let's get to Sukiana. Sukiana was in London, and she had her friend recording her, and some elderly white people was walking nearby, and of course she's gonna talk about eating a nigga ass. Yeah, we out here and we gonna be eating ass and all this and all that. So of course she did the most, knowing that the cameras recording her, and of course they wanted to upload it because they know it was gonna stir some debate. And a lot of people are saying, that it's just classless. It's just disgusting how she could carry herself like this, out in public. It's one thing to do it on the song for entertainment, which if that's how you get your bag, cool, you're an entertainer. But when you just outside the studio and you just carry yourself like that, like, okay, yeah, we get it. You ain't cosplaying. You really like this. But at some point, you got to just be real with yourself and be like, man, you got to just have some type of mature and grace about yourself. Like Sukiana, at least in her 30s, and her just acting like that, just that just remind me of a 14 or 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Just doing shit, just wilding out, just having fun with your friends, just saying anything that come to your mind because you just young, wild, and free. But a lot of people feel like, well, that's her real, true self, and she shouldn't act a certain way to appease white people, because that's just code switching and all this and all that. They didn't colonize the whole earth and all this. People were just getting real deep with it. And I understand, like, yeah, you ain't just got a code switch, but it's a time and a place for everything. It's a time and a place for everything. And once you hit a certain age, like, money cannot buy class. Money cannot buy class. And one thing about it, just like I was saying with the middle fingers, I don't even like a woman just cussing and just talking nasty and like all that all the time. And that's just my preference. One man trash is another man's treasure, but it just bring your value down so much when you just got a nasty mouth just cussing and stuff, and then just acting like a young, thought just out in public. Like, come on, man. Especially when you're in your 30s. It's like, God damn. It's just like, man, when you gonna grow up, man, you just gotta have some class about yourself. You just gotta have some manners about yourself, and have some self-respect about yourself, and just have some growth and maturity about yourself. It ain't even much about white people and appeasing them and trying to act civilized, like a civilized human being in front of them. And people saying, oh, you gotta be within your true nature and all this. Like, okay, so our true nature is this, just to go out in the street and right in front of people and just talk about eating ass loudly. Like, come on, man, you gotta just really use your brain. And people was really, doubling down on their stance. I feel like some people was trolling just to get the internet, riled up and spark a debate and pass by time. But I feel like some people really believe that in their own heart of hearts. Like you got to be your true self. Like, even if you getting into it with another black person, and instead of dissolving a issue, y'all could just take it right there. If white people around, like, who cares what white people think? Like, it ain't about if white people around or not. If you could dissolve an issue before it just get out of hand. Or carry yourself with motherfucking manners and carry yourself with self-respect. Especially if you're a woman in your 30s. Like, that's all I just feel like just be a fucking a person with fucking humility. Like just be a person with just carry yourself with self-respect and grace. That's all I'm saying. But I want to know what y'all think about it in the comment section below. Like, should Suki be her natural self? Like, should Sexyy Red be their natural self, no matter what a time and a place is, in front of kids, in front of elderly people, out in the street, in public? What y'all think about the whole situation? Because in some countries, what I'm saying, if you shouting and stuff, like if you go to Dubai, if you shouting and stuff, they got the legal right to lock your ass up. So I just want people to understand, when they ain't in certain countries, the way you carry yourself could get your ass locked up. Shit not gonna fly like how it fly over here in America. And they do that stuff in these other countries for a reason, specifically with women, because they cover their women up, they cover their hair up to bring modesty out them. They can't talk back and scream at a man out there. Like, they do all these things in place for the next generation up under them. But out here in America, shit, these motherfuckers just ran them up. Let me know down in the comment section what you below. Let me know down in the comment section what you think below. All this shit got me discombobulated.